So I'm opening a Destined Rivals ETB today, and I actually got this on launch day and just forgot to upload the video. So here you go. And while we do this, I want to talk about my experience at a local card shop recently, or an LCS. So I went to a card shop that I've shopped at before to get singles. I was also there on the release day of Destined Rivals, and they have a pretty good random assortment of um, like first edition, vintage, modern singles. And then as far as their sealed goes, they always get in stuff from their distribution center. They also have some stuff that I don't know if they order from their distribution center or if they order from like just people and buy it at market, because they have like older stuff. They have XY Generations. They have some older Yu-Gi-Oh sets. They also get in tons of old Magic sets. So they definitely have like a secondary source, but I know for a fact that they have a distribution center because they were talking about for the longest time when the Destined Rivals was going to release that they were getting a big shipment. So they allowed people to do pre-orders. And then if you pre-ordered it, if you let them cut the seal off, you could get it for MSRP. And then if you didn't, they were going to charge you market price, which is something I've seen on Reddit for a while. And that's something I'm kind of a big fan of. Maybe not charge market price, especially on launch day for the sealed product, but definitely a markup. So if MSRP is 160, then say that a sealed is 200, an extra 40 bucks, and market goes anywhere from like 220 to like 250 whenever these things launch on launch day, because people are trying to make as much money as possible. So that to me was fine. They advertised this for the entire window of since the pre-orders launched there for Destined Rivals till their pre-release, the night where they had like the build and battle decks, and then of course until launch day. That was what they were talking about, and then they raised their prices. Despite if you wanted them to cut it open because you were planning on ripping, you could no longer purchase any of their products at MSRP, which is what it is. They need to make money, and I understand that. Of course, the economy is tough on everyone, so they have employees they have to pay, they have bills they have to pay to keep the store open, so if they need to charge a little more, that'd be fine. But none of this just sat right with me. I really hate that we jumped in a span of 2 months from MSRP if unsealed and sealed as a markup to everything we get from our distribution center feels like it's market. And I understand that some of that might not have been purchased from distro, but I know for a fact most of it was. And again, that happened once. We kind of know what to look out for. It probably wouldn't happen again. But I never trusted those last card shop owners. And when I met these, they seemed like okay guys until it all of a sudden seemed like they would say one thing and then something else would happen. So it just became very weird to me that it was MSRP, then it was marked up, and now they're currently charging market price for stuff that they get from their distribution center. I went in there and asked them what the sealed was going for. Is it market? And he says, what do you call market? And I said, double what I could buy it from anywhere else. And he says, that's not market, that's scalping. Market is what it goes for on TCG Player. I'm not saying TCG Player isn't filled with local card shops that just charge market and are not scalping, because they buy the product from scalpers. They buy it from people behind GameStop or whatever. I know Pokey Rev has that joke about Jeffrey in the parking lot or whatever that you had to pay a lot of money for. But even if they get it at 70% of market and they sell it at market, that's fine. But when I know that it's product that is currently being printed that hasn't even been out for 5 or 6 months, you're getting that from a distribution center and then you're putting it on the shelf and charging market price. That's what I have a problem with. There's Paldea Evolved, Journey Together, and Prismatic booster bundles. It's $60 for Prismatic. It is $75 for Paldea Evolved. And it was $45 for Journey Together. It's been sitting on the shelf for days, and it just irks me that we went from MSRP to slightly marked up so we can make money to market prices. They also had prismatic surprise boxes for You guessed it, $60 each. They had XY Generations for like, I think 1200, 1400 for a booster box. And then they also had, it's not black and white, it's Sun and Moon era up there for, market price, which I understand on those. Those aren't being printed anymore. But I know for a fact Paldea and Evolved, even though it's 2 years old, is still being printed because I found some at a local Dollar General in blisters. And I bought a bunch of them. I pulled the Curlia card. I'm sure that's on the channel by now, or I might have actually deleted that footage. But I have a Curlia card. You can see it on Twitter. I pulled that from a pack I bought from Dollar General. And like they sell out and get stuff from their distribution center, which they get from a distribution center. So Pokemon Card Distribution Center sends it to the Dollar General distribution centers, and then it gets distributed to Dollar Generals. They don't have scalpers that they purchase their cards from. So I know they're getting how they evolved from a distribution center. So, and yeah, sure, there's a chance these guys bought this particular set of Paldea Evolved cards from someone that bought them at MSRP and, of course, wanted to make money off them. That would be understandable, except it seems like they got a shipment in the same time GameStop gets a shipment in almost all the time. It's just very convenient timing, and it's literally could have gotten these same products from them 2 or 3 months ago for MSRP, and they just refuse to sell it at that now. And I'm not saying that we deserve MSRP and they deserve to make less money. I'm just saying that I think it's bullshit that the local card shop is charging scalper market prices for products that are currently being printed. A blister of Obsidian Flames for $10, the biggest hit in Obsidian Flames is like $50, and that's a Charizard that nobody really buys. Like, it's a very undervalued card, I get that, but the blister's not worth $10. Like, it's just not. I could either buy 5 packs of Obsidian Flames, or I could just go buy the chase card from somewhere else. It doesn't really make sense to be charging those prices for products that, again, we know either maybe they aren't being printed, but the distribution centers are still sending them out to people. I see them at Walmarts. I see GameStop get Obsidian Flames every now and then. Dollar Generals have Obsidian Flames. It's not like it's impossible to find. Sure, if this was Sun and Moon packs, like Steam Siege, $10 because nobody gave a shit about that set, yeah, that would make sense. But come on. Obsidian Flames, the least cared about Scarlet and Violet set currently, which I can find in stores if I catch a restock, of course, for $10, twice the MSRP. And the final kicker was $10 for Temporal Forces. Like, that set's been out a little over a year. The Prismatic has been out for less than a year, and Paldea and Evolved and Obsidian Flames have been out for a little over 2 years each. These sets are not worth these amounts of money, and I understand that if you can't find anything, that paying those prices is reasonable. But you can literally find cards in this general area for MSRP. You just have to land it on the right days. And as someone that has kind of studied the patterns of when these cards get restocked, because I do not pay market price for any singles, anything sealed. I do not pay market price for, ever. Never have, never will. The only thing that I buy at market is singles. And that's because, to me, that's worth it. I'm not gambling on packs. I'm just buying the chase that I want. And yeah, this is basically my rant to say that that's bullshit. They also sold me a damaged card that they said was near mint. I trusted them and didn't check the condition because it was in a Dragon Shield sleeve. The back of it was fucked up. I honestly don't know if the guy knew that because he didn't look at it either. I think we both just assumed by the front of it was in pretty good shape. So I'm not going to dock him for that. But I just think it's pretty sketch that we went from MSRP and we'll sell it to you unsealed for MSRP and sealed a markup to we're now selling everything at market in just a span of 2 months. It feels like the local card shops they don't care about the community anymore. They just care about making money. And that's just the sad, unfortunate truth about the hobby that we're in today. And I hope that 2026 brings some much needed change to that scene because I'm not paying market. I quit purchasing during Sword and Shield because I could only find Pokemon for market. And I'll do the same thing again. I will quit because I'm not paying market. I only buy at MSRP because I'm not getting got. It's just not happening. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys have had any kind of instances like that at your local card shops, let me know. Let me know how you feel about this kind of format video where I just kind of open something and I talk over it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. There's the rocket dice. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, sub.